So what's Redux? And as I mentioned, only a brief refresher will be given. I don't give you a detailed walkthrough through Redux in this course. There are other courses like my React Complete Guide which do that. So let's quickly refresh the basics. Redux is all about having some central store that manages your application state. The idea behind that is that you don't have to split up your state over multiple containers or pieces of your application, that you don't have to manage it in your React components. Now, in our demo application thus far, we really only have one place where we manage our central state, but as this application grows, we would run into the issue of having to manage it in different places. And that's always something which can get cumbersome and hard to maintain. Hence the idea of Redux to have that central place where you do it. You still have your components, of course, and these components do want to manipulate the state or want to get the latest state. That's an alternative. Let's start with manipulating it. How do components manipulate our central store? They don't reach out directly to it. It's not like the central store is a JavaScript object which we just change. Instead, we have a clearly defined process because Redux is like a mini framework. It's a separate JavaScript package. You can use it in any JavaScript project, and it has a clearly defined way of managing data and changing it. So the way to manipulate the state is to dispatch an action. Actions are like messages we send to the store. Messages where we say, hey, I want to do something to the store. I want to add a new to-do to our to-do list. Something like that. So actions are predefined information packages, possibly also with a payload. So not just a message, I want to do something, but also some data which you need to attach to the message. Like I want to add a new to-do, here is the content of it. These actions still don't directly manipulate the store. Instead, we have some central manipulation agency, something like that you could call it. We reach our reducers. And I'm saying reducers here, even though technically there's only one root reducer in a Redux app, but we can combine multiple reducers into that root reducer. The idea behind a reducer is that it receives the actions and then updates the state. And it does that by running a pure synchronous function where you don't have any side effects. Side effects would be things like reaching out to the web, sending an AJAX request, or loading a different page. None of that happens in a reducer. A reducer is all about getting a message, getting an action, and then manipulating your central store. It updates the central store. Whenever the central store updates, it triggers some automatic subscriptions. And that's where you can close the circle. Your component can connect or can subscribe to your store, can hook into these automatic subscriptions, so to say, and it will then receive the update. That's the idea of Redux. We have a pattern which consists of actions and reducers and also these subscriptions. Now, when combining it with React, we have a helpful package, another library, which makes this connection very easy so that we don't have to do the heavy lifting of subscribing. That's exactly what I will show you. I will show you how to connect Redux to your React Native app. So with that out of the way, let's add Redux to our demo app.